may be lazy, I may be fat, I don't do laps, and I do not chat. I may be selfish, yeah, and all of that, but the one thing I'm not is a scaredy cat. The one thing he's not is a scaredy cat. I may be bossy, I may lack grace, I don't do sit-ups to trim my waist. I may be thoughtless, yeah, and all of that, but the one thing I'm not is a scaredy cat. The one thing he's not is a scaredy cat. I don't have charm or much pizzazz. I don't chase mice and all that jazz. I may be sassy, yes, and all of that, but the one thing I'm not, yeah, the one thing I'm not, I say the one thing I'm not is a scaredy. The one thing he's not is a scaredy cat.
All right. There I am. Twice.
Nice.
Dr. Mega, how are you, sir?
Greetings and salutations. How are you doing,
you
Mr. Otis?
drunk? Can he hear me? Oh, he's got to, because I hear me.
You're right, right.
Doesn't the good doctor have earbuds?
Yes, he does. Indubitably, he does. Let me track him down real quick.
Yes, maybe you should try that.
True, true. Be right back.
Oh, welcome everyone. This is the first time that I've been able to do a Halloween show. Are you there, Journey?
I'm here.
Oh. Yeah, Mrs. Dreds is here with me. Good day, brother. I know who this is. This is one of our friends from down under. Pogo the Clown. Dr. Mega is tracking down his earbuds, which is why you get to hear me twice.
All right.
It's twice the fun. There he is. There he goes. Look at him. There he's putting in his hearing aid.
All right, lay it on me. What you got?
Which I could still hear me.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh, you might want to connect the speaker, the fucking things
Let's
there in
see.
here. Oh yeah, you might have to do it in settings. No, Taj, it is not your dumbass.
All right, try it again.
All right. Oh my goodness, it's gone. It's gone.
Now I can hear you.
I can
Say
hear
something.
you. I can hear you.
You can't hear you.
Now you can't hear me. Try going. Try.
He can't hear you.
Hold on.
It does not want to cooperate.
All right.
Let's try again.
Try again. Go out and come back in.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. He can't hear me.
Okay. One more try.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear, and I can hear me too.
Okay. Yeah, the Bluetooth.
Try going out and coming back in.
Okay. We'll do.
StreamYard may have not have recognized your Bluetooth or something.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, try that, good doctor. Go out and come back in with that link I sent you.
Sounds good.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
No. Okay. The good doctor is he's going to try this again. He's not very good with technology, apparently.
Apparently not.
Happy Halloween. I have to work tomorrow, and this is the first time in 5 years, Mrs. Dreds, that I've been able to do a Halloween show.
Yep.
The echo, the scary Halloween echo. All right, let's try it now.
That sounds much better. I can hear you loud and clear.
And I can hear you and not me.
Perfect.
Oh, there's the little demons.
Yes, they are everywhere. Just the night, they say.
They're everywhere.
I know. This thing's so sensitive, I swear.
So how is Dr. Mega? Now that we got all of that out of the way, how is Dr. Mega on this all Halloween Eve?
Happier than a fat kid at the candy factory. I tell you that much, mate.
All right. That's pretty happy, man.
Yeah, it's an honor to finally be on the show after trying so long, especially in conflicting schedules.
Yes. Oh, that's a very nice mug that you have there, Doug.
Oh, I do. I know. I wonder who got it for me. You know, nice fellow.
Yeah, nice fellow. Yeah, he looks familiar.
Sure, he does. He does have a sporting resemblance to you. He does.
It's quite strange. It's quite scary. It's quite eerie.
Yeah, indubitably, yes.
Somebody loves it's your dude. I love your shirt.
Misha?
Who?
Mesha?
Oh yeah, thank you. Cheers.
I'm not sure whose shirt she's talking about.
Might be mine. I don't know.
See yours.
Yeah, you can't really see mine, but yes, no, that is a very nice shirt, and there happens, there's a little reason that
Yeah.
that shirt is being worn. There's a special anniversary. I don't know if everybody knows. Halloween Eve is the anniversary of what movie, Dr. Mega?
Halloween 2, 1981. Great sequel.
Great sequel. I actually have why'd I do that? How about we watch the trailer together?
Brilliant. Let's do it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, let's take a stab at it.
Let's do that. Let's add the video. Here we go. This is great.
Oh,
I shot him 6 times.
I knew he did.
Shot him in the heart.
I count him. I counted it all.
He's not human.
Universal Pictures presents Halloween 2. More of the night he came home.
Who is it?
There was nothing within him, neither conscience nor reason, that wasn't even remotely human. This is some kind of a joke. I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight. You don't know what death is.
Janet?
Wrong mic.
Go tell Mr. Garrett we're having trouble with the phones.
There is no place to hide. He will always find you.
What's this? It's a Celtic word. It means the Lord of the Dead.
Mr. Garrett?
The night. Halloween 2. More of the night he came home.
Was it just me, Dr. Mega, or was that one of the longest trailers? Were the trailers in the 80s a lot longer than today? With less talking, man.
I believe so. I mean, I feel like you've watched the entire movie in one cliff note perfectly. It was just like, wow, okay, save me about $15 to go to the movies.
Right. Well, which one of the? Because we have some Halloween fans. Who we got here? Oh, Mesha is saying that is she the one watching? I guess Mesha is the chick. I don't know.
H2O. Oh yeah, I like the family reunion between Jamie Lee Curtis and her mother right in front of the Psycho car.
Yeah, great haircuts and one H2O that had the
yes, Josh Hartnett, who somehow stumbled across the entire production of The Faculty with the exact same clothes, exact same hair. The crew didn't have the heart to say, "Please stop," and they just kept rolling and let him go.
And then Courtney Cox kind of duplicated that.
Duplicated it. Yeah, and apparently, spoiler alert, in the new Saw X, apparently there's a bad haircut in there too.
I have not seen that yet. So you have seen that, huh?
Not yet. I just saw the picture of the bad haircut. I thought, wow, it gives Courtney Cox a run for her money.
Where was I going with this now?
Bad haircuts. H2O. We're talking about that one. Actually, that's a really good sequel. I'll go admit that one. Especially.
That is where I was going. I thought Halloween 3, given that the first Halloween was such a success, I thought that 2, usually the sequels don't live up to the original, but I thought that one really stood its own.
I agree, and I feel like it's finally got its just desserts because, like, you see more merchandise than ever before. Like, you got more posters, you got more cups. I've seen more like buttons, magnets, action figures, especially. And I was very surprised. Actually, the 40th anniversary, which was like 2 years ago, I noticed like a huge barrage. Like, I'm surprised that 2 finally got it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like on AMC's Fear Fest, for example, the real part 2 was never shown for a long time until 1 year they finally showed the real sequel. And I was like, okay, finally, somebody got it right. Because normally when they did the Halloween marathons, they always go part 1 and they skip straight to 4, like nothing happened.
Yeah, and it's kind of that you hardly see part 5 out there on your streaming services. We found part 4. We found them both. We found them both. Well, it's because it's closer to Halloween, but throughout the year, it is kind of difficult to find. What is it about 4 and 5?
Yeah, 4 and 5. I don't know what it is. Like 5 was. I mean, it's the same production. I mean, they quickly filmed after 4 was finished, right? And another one is part 6. Sometimes 6 you rarely find. Even like the DVD itself is worth about $20 to $25. You find like a used copy, which is very bizarre.
Yeah, we got them all, but what?
4 and 5.
We're missing 4 and 5. Mrs. Dreds literally what was it, a $5 bin? All them movies.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Halloween Ends was in a $5 bin.
No, that's sad and tragic at the same time. 5 took me a good while to find. 4 was really easy. 5, yeah, you're right. It was a bear. I think I spent like 17 on that last year.
Yeah, some places I looked, and some places are actually, I think, like, what was it, like on eBay or something? They were selling like part 5 for like 30 some bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Yeah, right. Tell what is, because I want to throw this question out there for those in the chat. We got a good crowd with us tonight. Jody's monitoring. I can't see. Oh, Mike. It's Mike. Mike Phelps. Hello, sir. Welcome everybody on this All Hallows Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it would be?
All Hallows Eve.
It would just be All Hallows Eve.
Eve, or some call it Devil's Night.
Devil's Night, yes. And that brings me kind of to my questions. Some favorite. Does Dr. Mega have some favorite childhood memories? Did you ever go out and soak cars or do anything on Devil's Night, or was it just all about the candy?
Mostly just getting terrified as a child. I'll never forget it. It was in the mid '80s, and I remember we grew up on a military base, and the soldiers, they knew how to throw down. They knew how to scare the crap out of kids, and it was fantastic. My favorite one was me and my friend. His name was Albert. Albert and I, we went to the house, and the girl says, "I'm sorry, I ate all the candy, but I don't feel so good." She dipped down underneath the door, and her boyfriend, who was a soldier, jumped up behind the door, dressed as a werewolf, scared the living hell out of us. We jumped like at least 5 feet in the air, ran like hell. And here comes Albert's mother saying, "Boys, you missed out on the best candy, too." And they were king-size ones, too. Oh, we missed. And I was like, damn. They knew how to. I remember, like, classic ones, because I originally grew up in Massachusetts, and those boys, they know how to throw. I mean, you want to go to, like, Halloween Central, that's it right there. That entire state is just dedicated. Plus, you got Salem, like, right up the road,
Wow. Yeah. Have you ever been to Salem during Halloween?
No, was what definitely on my to-do list, but I drove through it once, and that was it. But I do admit, when I was in first grade, we actually had a field trip to Sleepy Hollow, and that was incredible. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was probably about 7 years old, and they were talking about the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and all we knew was the Disney cartoon, and I remember it's kind of like a memorial where they had the old schoolhouse, the grave site right there, and you swear like the old bridge is right there. So you think that, like, if you listen real carefully, they always mess with you, good theatrics, that something's gonna come for you. But you could hear the wind howling in the distance, because it was like definitely in the fall. I think it was like August or September of that year.
Mr. Nanner says "fire it up." I'm not sure what he means, but
okay. So I'll clarify for you. So in the 1993 classic, The Crow, with Brandon Lee, God rest his soul, they say "fire it up." So basically, the boys who did in the Crow's character and his girlfriend, they always say "fire it up, fire it up," and they're talking about just Devil's Night. Goes ballistic, and they go utter chaos, Molotov cocktails, the whole shebang.
I thought he was talking about my Halloween.
Which is funny because the main villain in the movie is hilarious, because we always remember him from the movie The Warriors. He was the one that actually had the two balls going, "Warriors, come out and play." I always forget he was in The Crow.
No, I did too. I didn't know he was in The Crow. I love both those movies. But yeah, I know.
What was his iconic line? He goes, "You're really dead, man. We really killed you, man. This is the really real world."
Oh man, so you did. I one time I was probably about 12, and I went with my good friend at the time, Mark. We'd go out by his grandparents' neighbors and their neighborhood. We'd go out there, and that was the first time we had a little bar of soap. I figured I was far enough away from my home, my mom's place, that'd be okay. I didn't want to do that, like, to the neighbor's car. They'd know it was me. That's stupid. So you go somewhere else and commit the vandalism. And that's what I did. I soaped a couple cars with a bar soap. But that was it. That was the only time. One funny story. I went to my own house like three, 4 times. And my mom never knew. A lot of people at that time, I was probably about 9, 10, maybe about 4th, 5th grade. And, a lot of people were doing the Darth Vader, the plastic mask, the Darth Vader. And there was like 5 kids in the neighborhood that were Darth Vader, including myself. So I took full advantage of that. And, because my mom's going to dictate the candy that was left over, and I'm like, there's got to be a way around this. I went to my own house. She had no idea that it was me. So I went to my own house, and finally she called on. It's like, why is this one Darth Vader? There can't be that many Darth Vaders in the neighborhood. So that was what. Big plans tomorrow, Dr. Mega. I hear the little ones in the background. Is there going to be some trick or treating? It's cold out there. You're
it's a bear. I've been out here since '98. This is the craziest ass weather I've ever seen. No, not much. It's kind of a quiet hush because the kids will get sick as a dog. But no, I think it's just a quiet hush. Nice little party at the folks' house. With the Grandpa Monster. Just good times. Plenty of candies and treats for the kids.
Nice. Oh, so you're just going to be passing out candy then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. If any kids brave enough to come out there in this god awful weather, it's like I woke up this morning and it was 34, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Wow, Mr. Nanners is out there in the Lone Star State as well. I don't know if it's that cold where he's at, but
oh wow, yeah. A friend in San Antonio, he says it's kind of cold out there too, which is rare, really, really rare because San Antonio and Houston area, they never hold to get anything like this. So it's quite one of unique. It scares me what's going to happen in the winter, the actual winter, that is.
All right, here's one for you, Dr. Mega. We have some Halloween fans of the movie in the chat. I want Dr. Mega to run down some of his favorite Halloweens out of the franchise and his not so favorite Halloweens out of the franchise, and why on both.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
The floor is yours, sir.
Out of all of them I've actually seen, definitely it's 1 and 2. I do have a soft spot for 4. Definitely H2O. And actually, the first Rob Zombie one I really enjoy. Actually, great retelling. It's just the great presentation, more emphasis on Michael Myers. And looks like I got my own Michael Myers running around. Other than that, it's the only one I can't stand to this day is it's a real rough one. It's like it's 6. The whole storyline. It's. And Resurrection. That Resurrection, I'll rip with a new ass. I swear to God. I don't know who the hell thought of that one. But H2O, I love because it ended perfectly. In my theory, H2O, the way it ended, the actual beginning of Resurrection, the first 15 minutes should have been the actual, after the credit scene. If they wrapped it up like that, it would have been perfect. But no. Miramax got too greedy. Which is funny because Miramax won the rights to Halloween, if I'm correct. Because
we got a TV series or something, I guess, on the way. I'm interested in how that's going to turn out. Did you hear about that, Mrs. Dreds? You just put your mic down.
About what?
About the Halloween TV series.
Mm-mm.
Miramax bought the rights, and now that we may have a TV series, what's your thought on that?
The TV series, I'm gung ho for it. I can't wait to see what it's like. I don't know if it's going to emphasize on Michael or just another story, because there's another rumor about another season of The Witch kind of thing going on. But I really wish that John Carpenter would have unlocked his true intentions of the Halloween franchise and make it different stories, kind of like Trilogy of Terror, Tales from the Crypt kind of thing. But the whole fans, they ate it up because we need Michael. And the last trilogy, to me, it was pretty sloppy. Everybody wants to agree they want to slap Danny McBride pretty bad. Because the 2018 one, it was perfect. It was great. We delivered. Halloween Kills was just like, okay, let's go overkill, literally. And Ends was filled with chocolate soldier chocolate milk. Delicious. It's just like every 5 shots, this bloke is holding this stupid chocolate milk. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll get some. Jesus.
I don't like. I'm guessing that is yes. That's Mesha. She don't like Halloween 3. It sucks. Is that because there's no Michael? Because that seems to be the consensus.
Season of the Witch. That's another one I will defend. because it should have been called Halloween 3. Period. It should have been its own thing. It's beautiful. It's like really brilliant. This whole storyline is just whacked out. This guy is trying so hard to bring back the dark ages of what Halloween's real intention in the Samhain. And that's like what I really like. Whoa. And plus, it's the first movie, I think, we actually see where children are dying because of these damn masks. And it's just like, holy crap. Plus, Tommy Lee Wallace. Man, there's so much. If that guy, if it was here, I'd shake his hand because the movies they produced. Did he also do Night of the Creeps, I believe?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I also know he did Friday Night Part 2, the original 88 sequel. I love that movie because Tommy Lee Wallace did it. But he's so good at practical effects, you know, the gore and the green slime that was coming out from the android robot things and the Susan the Witch. That's the only thing going for it. But the only thing I gotta warn everybody, whenever you watch it, careful. Tom Atkins might try to bang your mom because I mean he's always after your mom for some strange reason. I don't know why. Like
I don't know if I missed something, but I don't understand why.
I don't know. Like,
wants to bang everyone.
Well, like it's kind of sad. Like if you watch Season of the Witch, like Tom Atkins, she meets that young girl, and then I was like, "Oh, sorry, your boyfriend died. Sorry, want to hang out with me?" I'm like, "Holy crap!" Dude. It's like their father just died. What the hell?
Here's a fun little fact in Halloween 3 when he's banging the one chick in the hotel room. In the room next to him, the actress is his actual wife.
Holy crap! That's scandalous. That's a joke.
Doing a sex scene in a movie in a hotel room, and your wife is in the next room.
That is some Jerry Springer shit right there.
Right.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I like Halloween 3. I think that, and I've said this numerous times, that if you took Halloween out of the title, and as a standalone film, it's a good film. What turns a lot of Halloween purists off is that Halloween was in the title. It was considered Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and there was no Michael.
Yeah, except for that one shot of that fake trailer in the background. That's hilarious. It just really pissed off the fans. Like it's like coming to television, you know, it shows like a quick shot. He's in the bar, and there's like a commercial for the original Halloween. Like man, yeah, that's like a huge middle finger to the audience. I swear.
That's that's great. What's your favorite Halloween out of the franchise, Mrs. Dreds? This is where I need the Jeopardy.
I don't know. I would say one of my favorites, probably 5.
5? Really?
Yeah.
5. Huh. Not bad.
I like 5.
I don't even remember 5.
5. Everybody criticizes it because the pink Michael Myers in that one shot. The mask was they found the mask. They forgot the mask in the shot. So they went to the store and grabbed the first thing they found and found this pink mask. And it was like, oh God. So you only see it for like maybe 2 seconds and that's it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Are you a fan, beings that you have you know, the kiddos or kiddo running around, just one running around right now?
So as far as I know, yes.
Do you take and play like Nightmare Before Christmas? Is the little one a fan of that one? I just watched that earlier with my grandson. That and Hotel Transylvania is another one of my kid-friendly, cartoonish type. I love those. Along with almost as much as I do Charlie Brown, the Garfield, Fat Albert, because I'm a big nostalgia freak. So I love the old 70s and 80s.
Agreed. Yeah, those cartoons are nothing. You can't hold a candle to them to compare to today's standards. No, the little one, the only Halloween cartoon I can actually get her to watch is this old Disney cartoon where Huey, Louie, and Dewey are out trick or treating, and Donald Duck angers a witch. And so, because they weren't giving any out of candy, so they're sitting there crying. The witch flies into there and says, "Tell you what, boys, we're going to play a trick on him." And it's like really cool. It's the only time you ever see I think one of the rarest Disney cartoons where they're actually like Halloween themed from the 50s, I believe.
Nice, yeah. What is your favorite? Either growing up or now.
Or Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. Yeah. Uh brings back a lot of memories for me. Halloween is one of those holidays. I have a lot of good memories at Christmas, but there's just something about Halloween. Maybe as a kid it was just because of the free candy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was my mother. My mother actually made Halloween bigger than Christmas. She had so many decorations all the time, and I actually, and this is the true story about myself as a child. I used to get in trouble all the time. When Christmas came around, I was too busy drawing skulls and pumpkins still. They thought something was wrong with me. They thought it was too dark. I mean, it was the 80s. I didn't know what to make of it. But I just got so good at drawing jack-o'-lanterns and little skulls. And I would put them on the Christmas tree in the middle in kindergarten. And looking back at it, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it at the time, but I was just so fascinated. It's just my mother just made this event so huge. And that's like every single time I do one of these, it's always a tribute to her, you know?
Yeah. It wasn't really. What did your mom do up Halloween? Really,
No.
really big. It wasn't really big
Mm-mm.
when Christmas, Thanksgiving. Those were more. I mean,
Right.
yeah, it was kind of like with me as well.
Yeah, my mom didn't really. I mean, she decorated, took us out trick or treating, stuff like that.
Mm.
We'd watch scary movies, but
Other than that, yeah,
decorating
I
and stuff,
mean,
no.
my mom, yeah, she just threw up some decorations and that wasn't really all that big. I, on the other hand, man, I loved it in school. Fifth grade, fifth grade. We take the toilet paper and you roll up a ball, and then you take another piece of toilet paper and you wrap it around and you tie off underneath the ball, put little eyes on it, and make little ghosts. And
I remember that. Yeah.
I'd have them all over the house. My mom would get so mad. I'd have them all over the house.
Yeah.
I'd make my own homemade, decorations, and that was my way of, kind of, making it my own. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Halloween is one of my favorite movie, I guess you could say. I'm a huge Michael Myers guy, and because at that time, when I was making these little ghosts, I'd have a babysitter. And that whole because everybody had a babysitter. Dr. Mega,
Yeah.
your hair, I mean, it's gray, so you were back there.
Yeah.
Everybody had a babysitter back in the 70s, 80s. So that kind of bam, that hit what was going on at that time. So it was very timely. It scared the hell out of me. Jaws scared the hell out of me too.
Yeah. I remember the first movie that scared the hell out of me. God, I can't remember. I think it was Poltergeist. Poltergeist was the first one. It messed with my head for days, especially the clown. And it's funny though, I actually love clowns. I love clowns as a kid. There's a long story on that one too. But yeah, it's funny. My folks are like, "You're terrified of clowns." No, not really. Actually, I enjoy the company of clowns. It's crazy.
No, clowns never really did it for me. I mean, they didn't really scare me or anything.
Me neither.
It was things like the creepy kids and Children of the Corn. It was, the faceless, Jason, of course, Michael Myers, Jason. Freddy never scared me.
Nah.
My sister's in the chat. Tanya says hers was Cujo, or she said
Kojo.
Kojo.
Yeah, not your typical monster like a Jaws, but I mean, stray dogs scare the hell out of me anyway. If I see a stray dog, I'm like, oh, instant anxiety. So that brings real fear. And Jaws did it. Them creepy little kids and Children of the Corn. That scared the hell out of me.
That was funny. I took my daughter out to the pumpkin patch not too long ago, and all the teachers were all big fans of Children of the Corn, and we were walking through a cornfield, literally. And I was like, "Huh, I'll be darned. This movie delivers." So
You said, "Huh? I'll be darned. Look at this. All the teachers.
Like, there's Mordecai, there's Ezekiel. Oh, nice. All right, we're gonna die. All right.
Malachi, what are you doing here?
Dude, and okay, scary fact. Okay, so one of the children in her kindergarten class is named Ezekiel. I was like, oh hell, we're so fucked. And then we made the wrong turn, right? And all of a sudden it's like Ezekiel got us lost. I'm like, that's the whole point.
It's not Ezekiel, is it?
I think so. It was Ezekiel, Mordecai,
Isaac, and Malachi.
Isaac, yeah, Malachi. Ezekiel. As soon as I heard Ezekiel, I was like, "Oh God, we're so boned. Oh God, I'm gonna die.
We're gonna die." I almost named my son Malachi after Children of the Corn, but we couldn't find a good middle name to go with that, so he became a junior.
I always had a running joke about when I used to review Children of the Corn. I used to call it Children of the Corn or Birth Control the movie.
Give us a. Do you have a movie off the top of your head? Because Dr. Mega does a lot of movie reviews on Facebook. You do little lives reviewing movies and such. Is there one off the top of the head? Give us a quick, review of something that maybe you've watched, recently, or just an older film. Let us know. What do we got going on? Is that Animaniacs?
No, actually, I guess it's a Warner Brothers production of Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo.
Nice.
So from 2020, this is actually a really good movie. I was very surprised. We got it real cheap, one of the bargain bins, $5, yay. But this came out in 2020, which I'm kind of sad because nobody saw it because it was a bad time for everybody, right? So this is actually stars Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and on top of that, you get Bill Nye the Science Guy, and the kicker is you actually get the Scarecrow from the Batman universe, which was very bizarre. I was like, what the heck? And I thought it was like, oh wait, it's produced by Warner Brothers. They got the whole freaking franchise of Batman, Scooby-Doo, DC, all that junk, and it's a great movie. So basically, they started a Halloween parade, and it gets bombarded by the Scarecrow. They arrest him, and then all of a sudden, these pumpkins are mutated, and they come from the patch. So it's kind of like Attack of the Killer Pumpkins all of a sudden. So it's like a 4-for-1 deal in this little cartoon, and it's weird because
that's the gray pumpkin.
Yeah, that's the great pumpkin. It's going to kill everybody. But the ending is a real twist, though. Bill Nye the Science Guy shows up. He designs the mystery machine all decked out like Neil deGrasse with all kinds of cool technology and gizmos in it. Fred's not having it because he likes his old school 69, Winnebago. And I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, this is actually really good. Most lot of the direct-to-video Scooby-Doos are getting better and better, and nobody talks about them. The one I do recommend wholeheartedly is Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. Holy cow. That is some serious fan service right there.
That's a Halloween one?
Yep, it's cool because basically people who grew up with Courage the Cowardly Dog, very terrifying cartoon I will made from the late 90s and the early 2000s, and they traumatized a lot of kids, and kudos for that. But it's kind of like a gateway drug, I guess you could say. But the cool part about this one is man, I don't know why they waited 20-something years to get these two characters together because they're both scared to death 24/7. And the chemistry works out beautifully between the two characters.
You mentioned gateway drug, and I've come to realize that the gateway show that got me, I think, into horror was in fact Scooby-Doo. Yeah. I believe it was kid friendly, scary. It had ghosts. It had scary cartoon, monsters and whatever. But as the memes, we've all seen the memes. They taught us a valuable lesson. All the monsters are just people.
Yep. Yeah, it's the moral all along. All these monsters are just basically just people who try to extort. I can't even talk today. Try to steal money, from it's just always those greedy old men who don't want the people get on the property. It's always the same person. But the only time I locked is the most legendary one, Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, where this is the first one where they're actually real. There's no gimmick, nobody behind the mask. It's real zombies. And I'm like, wow. I think I just picked up the sequel not too long ago, and I think, it is quite scary. But yes, part two is I haven't seen yet. It's called Return to Zombie Island. Some of the suckers then they go back on the island from the premise from the trailer I saw. I was like, oh great, would they expect a better time like going back to Camp Crystal Lake? Let's rename the camp. No.
Yeah, Tanya said it teaches you that the humans are scarier than any monster. You got that right. So favorite Halloween costume growing up, man? What was
Yeah.
favorite?
The most favorite one I ever had, I actually dressed as a pimp. That was hilarious. I was 13 years old. I actually borrowed I think it was a mink coat. I had this like terrible flannel shirt, a gold chain, and I actually had my friend Hector dressed as one of the hookers, and it was hilarious as hell.
Oh, that's great. Do you have a favorite
I
costume?
don't remember. I don't remember a lot of my costumes.
Really?
Yeah.
I was Dracula for probably 5 years in a row. My mom was a member of a moose lodge, and they would have big Halloween party for all the kids. That's a very big memory. And my mom and I won every year. I really think that my mom paid the judges off because she knew them all. She drank with them all. I really think that she paid the judges off. I won 5 years in a row. And one year she's like, well, I'm going all out, man. We're winning this year. She dressed me up as a girl, a hula dancer. I had a grass skirt. I had a bikini. My mom did my makeup. I started crying as we were pulling in because I was scared to go in front of everybody with dressed as a girl. And when my makeup started running, that's so funny to even say. My makeup started, my eye, mascara and everything started running. My mom did me all up. I had lemons as boobies. And I was nervous as hell once I got in there, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's great, that's great." And I seen people's reaction, and it was different than what I perceived. Oh, I yucked it up, boy. Because they'd have you walk around in a circle with your costume, and I start doing the hula dance. Oh, I'm yucking it up now that I know that everybody digs it. I won that year too.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanya. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's funny. It's kind of a non-Halloween story, but I dressed up as a girl and was messing with my dad and then the kid and then my sister and all of them. They locked me out of the apartment. And here I am, I don't know, maybe about 13, locked out of the apartment, dressed like a girl. They were cruel. They were cruel to me, man. I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
I'm the victim. So tomorrow is Halloween. My goodness, man. It seems like just yesterday it was October 1st. Why is it that Halloween?
These next couple months though, we're gonna just fly.
Tomorrow's Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Merry Christmas and happy Halloween, and Thanksgiving's Thursday.
Yep, and happy 4th of July.
Yes, that'll be next week. I mean, that's the way it seems anymore.
Hard to believe it's almost the end of the year.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened. So
I feel like the episode of Twilight Zone. There was time. There was time. It's not fair.
Yeah. What, Doc? Oh yeah. I dressed up as a girl, went in, was messing with my dad, and my dad was sleeping because he worked a lot of nights and whatnot. And I went in, I told him, I said, "Mr. Williams, I have some business for you." And he replied, "You better take your business up the road, mama." So I acted like I was leaving, and that's when I got locked out of the apartment. Fun times. I told you, I'm the victim here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody believes me.
It's payback.
New movies coming out. This has been a pretty decent year for horror movies. Would you say? Have you seen the new Exorcist? Have you seen Five Nights at Freddy's yet?
No, not yet. I'm surprised.
It's damn near kid friendly.
It is. There's
Yeah. No, I'm surprised how well it's doing. I was shocked. What's 130 million already?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, it did well in the theaters. I did see that. It wasn't what we expected, but it wasn't bad. It was a fun watch.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, the Exorcist, the new Exorcist, I have not seen yet. Believer. I've heard a lot of mixed stuff about it. I think the problem, and let me get your opinion on this, Dr. Mega. I see, with remakes, the general consensus is remakes suck, and we mentioned, part twos and movies that follow the original usually don't live up to the original. Not so much with Halloween 2. That one I think did the first one justice, and it seemed together nicely, but remakes don't really get a whole lot of love. And I think that if you go into it expecting it to be just like the original or compare it to the original right from the beginning, you kind of can't enjoy the movie.
Agreed. Yeah, I feel like it's really hard to reinvent the wheel sometimes.
Yeah.
It's funny, like most of the people I know from my job and all that, they're much younger, and it's weird when I talk to them. They really love the remake of Friday the 13th, and I'm like, oh my god! And it's weird, but after rewatching it, after reviewing all of them, 2009 was not too bad. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's just because of our generation. I feel we're still so jaded towards that, and I feel like that one is a whole different mess altogether. It tries so hard, but it does deliver some amazing kills, but not as impressive as over the top like even Jason 10, which actually still holds the record for 23 kills in one movie. But yes, what's another remake that always drives me up the wall? Oh God, it's gonna kill me. I know this answer. I know I do. I was gonna say with like Nightmare on Elm Street. That one, God. Jackie Earl.
I haven't even seen the remake.
Oh my God, Jackie Earl. Whenever you hear his voice, have you ever seen the movie The Watchmen? He played Rorschach. He was perfect as Rorschach. But as soon as I hear Freddy Krueger as Jackie Earl, that's all you hear is Rorschach's voice in the whole damn movie, and I'm like, shut up, stop it. It's like, God.
Fun little. You mentioned Freddy Krueger. Fun little fact. Our grandson, he calls him Krueger Freddy.
Yeah,
Krueger Freddy.
Yeah,
nice.
Actually, it's what it is.
What is?
You can't change his mind.
Remake. Okay, the remake was lame. Mr. Name, the new Exorcist was boring.
Oh
yeah. There's another like terrible remakes. Like I keep saying, like the only time some remakes are really like die hard at it. So there's two always off the top of my head is the Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead from 1990 with Tony Todd. To me, it should be a learning tool of how to make a remake and make sure it doesn't suck. And of course, number two, the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead from 2003. That holds up beautifully. Pretty much between that and 28 Days Later, issued a whole new, like, ushered in back of the zombies to what they were supposed to be. And in the back of my mind, I feel like George A. Romero should have got more residuals because to me, he should have been sitting on a throne of millions by then.
Yeah. I really like the Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, that was done real well. Also starring Bill Moseley, As he doesn't last very long in it, but
as the brother.
he's the brother. Yeah, they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Barbara. There's one of them now.
The Fly with Goldblum.
Yes. Oh, that's a superb choice. Yes. Oh my God. That's like the original Fly. If you look back at the original Vincent Price one, it just didn't age too well. But for the time being, it's probably terrifying. But the Jeff Goldblum one, masterpiece. Just you cannot duplicate that. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, no, that was really done really well. If you like body horror and things of that nature, of course, that's one that always comes up. When the Cronenberg type films. Tanya mentioned the Dawn of the Dead remake. She says the best. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You get a thumbs up from Dr. Mega, so that's always good. You don't want a thumbs down from Dr. Mega. Not at all. The Fly was really good. Speaking of movies, what are some just go-tos? What's one of the first scary movies that you put in when I know you're Halloween all year round as I am. Watch these movies all year round, but there's usually some that come, when it hits spooky season, the actual, the spooky season for the squares, it's always spooky season for us. What's the first movie your go-to to really kick it off in the squares spooky season?
Oh God. Let's see. There's actually three that always comes to mind. And the funny thing is, whenever I'm actually cleaning the house or anything like that, the first movie I actually put on is the 1968 Night of the Living Dead, just for background noise. And of course, if you really want to kick in the spooky season, definitely 1978 Halloween. I just gotta hear that theme song. It's just always roaring in my head now.
Yeah,
you gotta hear Laurie's theme like ASAP.
Yeah, one that I always like to put on. I go a little bit of black and white. And I love to put on the old Dracula, man, Bella. I love putting that on.
Good choice.
The old Frankensteins. My one daughter got me the pack of 6 Universal.
That's funny. This year, I had the honor to see the original Frankenstein on the big screen with a friend of mine. It was his birthday wish and mine too. So we watched it on a projector screen, and wow. It really comes to life when it's on the big screen. Like the first time we went to a very fancy theater on one of my birthdays, my wife took me out and we saw the original 31 Dracula, and seeing Bella on the big screen. I mean, I can understand why so many directors were inspired by his performance, because when you see Bella show up on there and his eyes are kicked in, I mean, he is Dracula. He will forever always be.
Yeah.
And the weirdest thing about Frankenstein, this is a crazy factoid. My friend pointed it out. He goes, "Oh my God, look at the back of his neck." I was like, "What are you talking about?" So we paused. We played it back. The gentleman who plays Henry Frankenstein's father has a big boil on the back of his neck, and it's real. It's not makeup or anything. And I sit there. I was like, "Oh my God, I've seen this movie 100 times." The Boris Karloff classic, and this is giant boil on his neck. And I was like, we were just so fascinated with it. We're like, holy crap, it's like the size of a bloody softball. It's like, well, yeah, check it out when you get a chance. It's freaky. As soon as he gets up, it's like, I'll go get Henry myself. And he gets up and he turns around. When he turns around, then you see it. You're like, oh my God. It's like, go see a doctor, man.
I got to go watch Frankenstein after this. Did you ever?
No.
It's weird. Like, just watch the back of his neck. I think it's like either that scene where they're in the house. He says, "I'm going to go get my son," because he's been stuck up in that lab for days. Or when he first rides to the castle, and Igor shows up, and he's like, they're walking up the stairs, and you just look at the back of the old man's neck. It's just freaky as hell. It's a weird fact. I was like, after seeing that so many times, I'm like, what the hell? So I can't get that on my damn mind now.
That's the scariest part of the movie.
That's scary as
well. Yeah, it's the scariest. Like, not the makeup, not anything, just that damn boil. I'm like, oh my God.
Talia mentions that when the zombies took off running, it was terrifying. I'm guessing in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah, and also in 28 Days Later, they run. That's actually the first depiction of the zombies running, and yeah, that huge game changer for the time being.
What? Yeah. What? Do you like a slow zombie or a quick zombie?
Slow, for sure, because you got so used to that, especially like in not just the movies and also in the video games too. I love slow zombies. It gives them more of an eerie vibe to it.
No,
Like especially
that it does, but I do have to agree with Tanya. If you seen one of them sons of bitches running after you, wow.
yeah,
Be a goner.
I mean, yeah. Quick is frightening. It's just like 30 Days of Night, not zombies, but we're going kind of vampires. Those were not your granddaddy's vampires.
no, not for sure.
That's one of my favorite vampire
Oh,
movies.
I forgot. Today's actually the anniversary of John Carpenter's Vampires. I forgot about that. It was released October 30th as well.
Yeah.
It's another damn good flick too. Good action, and actually, what is it? Alec Baldwin, one of his brothers, was in there. Stephen Baldwin, I think. I was like, God, but it had James Woods in it. James Woods plays a total badass in the whole movie.
Huh.
But I love his monologue, how he describes vampires. Like, no, this vampire is not like Dracula. He doesn't romance you. He's gonna crawl up your fucking spawn and snap you in two.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, and even Christopher Lee, he played a very different vampire, a very different Dracula than Bella's Dracula.
He did a good job though.
He did a really good job.
About approximately how many times did he play Dracula? I think it was like 11 or 12 times.
Yeah. He played him. He played him more than anybody else. I mean, because Bella only had a few after the original. I think he only had a few. You had the Abbott and Costello, which meets Frankenstein.
Yeah, the final
which
performance
is one of our favorites. You just had it on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It was just on
Yeah.
earlier.
Abbott Costello. Kudos to them to getting the whole gang together one last hurrah before they kind of just called it quits. And especially Lon Chaney Jr. I always love how Lon Chaney was always ready to have that monologue, ready to go. I mean, you could put him much on the spot, and he will spit out that monologue like it's like second nature.
Yeah, Mr. Nanners is the Bram Stoker's Dracula is his favorite.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I love that movie. A hilarious backstory from another one from my childhood. My mother took me to see this movie when I was 12 years old, and when it came out in '92, and we were laughing our asses off because I didn't know it was actually going to be kind of adult orientated. So my mother thought I was probably going to be a bunch of vampires sucking each other's necks and stuff like that. No, it's actually a little bit more than just sucking, a little bit more than the hanky panky, So quite hilarious, I will say.
That is funny and quite awkward. I can imagine.
Oh yeah,
your mom, yeah.
Like the first scene is like they open the book. It's like the dang Arabian Nights was just like they're performing Kama Sutra. Hilarious.
Oh man, well, Dr. Mega, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm glad we got a chance to chat, especially on the eve of our favorite holiday. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, man.
It's been quite an honor, good sir. Always a pleasure. I give anything to do more of these for you. It's always an honor. Thank you all again, and I gotta let y'all do me one favor only. And then, as always, stay spooky, my friends. Happy Halloween, everybody.
All right. And with that, happy Halloween. Thank you guys for joining in and, hanging out in the chat with us. And keep an eye out for you could probably, oh, man, what am I doing here? You could probably befriend your friend Tim Brown, and he kind of he'll let everyone know when you go on and do these little lives. They're quite hilarious, and So keep an eye out for that. And if you're not over there at the Night Living Dreads group and YouTube page, I don't know what you're doing with your life. One last thing. Wednesday, November 1st, kicks off round 5 of the Hell Virus Haunted Asylum of Horror Indiegogo. Head on over there and help support this film. Morgan Wellborn, Mr. Nanners there in the chat. He this is his baby, and he's not giving up. Round 5. I mean, it's taken so long, but we're all persistent, and help bring Dave the Stoner to life. That'd be my first little acting gig. Kill Dave. Every time I mention it, I say kill Dave. Because I mentioned I want to die in a horror movie. That's on my bucket list. I don't care if I'm on screen for 3 minutes, 2 seconds, man, just long enough to slit my throat or stab me or something. I want to die in a horror movie. So
it's the honorable thing to do. Yeah.
It only seems right. Yes, with that, head on over to Indiegogo, Hell Virus Haunted Asylum of Horror. I want to thank everybody for joining in, and Dr. Mega, stay put. I'm gonna say bye to you off air. So hey, have a good night. Happy Halloween. Have a wonderful Halloween tomorrow. I'll be working, thinking about you. Take care.